Hey guys, welcome to Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds. I'm Nerdarchus Ryan, and I'm joined by
Dave.
Ted.
And today, I'm an Umber Hulk, and that's okay.
If you guys want to head down the description, you can find Nerdarchy, the newsletter, where you can gain weekly tips as well as learn how to game with Nerdarchy.
So we're talking D&D monsters, and we're going to delve into the Umber Hulk.
Which they're brown and umbery, and they're large.
So while we're tunneling through the monster manual,
So that's 292 of your trusty monster manual. And, it's an awesome monster. It's one of those that is, I believe, like a unique D&D creation.
it's iconic to Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
You're one of the early on, my early on memories of playing D&D and having a horrible experience with a monster was an Umber Hulk, and just standing there the whole time drooling on myself. It was not a fun encounter for my player.
Yeah. Most Umber Hulk encounters are going to be a story. Like the time that the same character from the story that turned the Pyrohydra, the fiendish Pyrohydra, into a stone statue, also murdered the daughter of an NPC who was a PC because of the gaze of the Umber Hulk. I critted her, outright murdered her, like pretty much halfway into the session. Yeah, Sarah, her character is no more. I can't remember the character, but it was like Grishan Glyphbearer's daughter. Who was splattered all over that cave wall.
These things happen.
Yeah.
So I guess with this, we like to look at the monster a little bit, dissect it, and think about
Cut it open.
fun, interesting ways to use them in our campaigns, right? As soon as we started reading the Umber Hulk, and I'm looking at the picture from the Umber Hulk, my mind kind of went back to not my D&D days, but my childhood.
Bugs Bunny?
Of being in the movie theater and watching one of the very first Jim Henson movies that I had watched, The Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
And when they come in and they take all the they're not the Gelflings. What are they? I forget the name of the
Skeksis?
No, it's not. It's not.
This is the servitors of the Skeksis that look like these things, basically.
Yeah. And they would collect, like, the one Gelfling was living with those people, and they were like little gnome-like things. And, putting them in baskets and cages. And these guys kind of remind me of that. But for some reason, I want to put, like, a little critter, riding these things, into battle.
Yeah, because if you're not looking it in the eyes, you're probably pretty okay. Like, you could do, like, an evil Snurfnivelin or something like that, riding behind it, and maybe with a lance. Like,
or Dugars, or... some small evil critter, like some weird. What's that?
Evil half-elves.
Well, it works very
Darrows.
well. Well, with the Dorgar, with the psionic thing, they could probably be mentally controlling it because the mentals are okay.
They're not bad.
But Dorgar might be able to mentally overcome and beat it down and like make it into a servant.
It makes for a cool like Master Blaster combination.
Yeah, absolutely. But give him a lance, like. He's got to have a lance.
Or a crossbow.
You could switch off, but I kind of like the idea.
They throw alchemist fire.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
All those things.
There's all kinds of horrible things you could do.
So Umber Hulks are nasty, and depending upon how you pair them up, you can do a lot with them. But by themselves, they can be a pretty much of a juggernaut as it stands.
Well, they're an ambush monster.
They're an ambush monster with a high armor class. They have they have a decent amount of hit points. 93 at a challenge 5. That's pretty considerable. They're much bulkier than their next page equivalent of a unicorn. Unicorns are pansies in comparison to these guys.
That's not fair to the unicorn. Why are you hating on unicorns? We're talking Umber Hulks.
I mean, so really, the whole thing about this is you need to have a magically red dyed Umber Hulk and just have him burst through the wall. Oh yeah, and just Kool-Aid Man into your party is kind of the way to say
absolutely that. Can.
Well, they're really good at getting a surprise round off because the wall just bursts in, it attacks. Next round, your players have to deal with the gaze of this thing, so that happened in the surprise round effectively.
Absolutely. It's got the ability to sense what's on the other side of the wall. Yeah. So, like, it can tell if there's a creature, what you would be able to see.
60 feet away.
They know. So, all right, there's stuff close. I'm going to burst out and start attacking. So it gets the surprise round. They all have to then pass the DC 15 charisma saving throw.
Which charisma? Oh man, how many fighter characters and wizards dump charisma? So that's pretty fun.
So unless you're talking about a face character, warlock, paladin, bard, sorcerer, all right, everybody else, the charisma's probably not all that great. Very few classes are actually proficient in charisma. So
well, the other problem too is like there is a mechanic for averting your gaze, so that so you're not looking at it. And you don't have to make that check. The only problem is you're probably then attacking the Umber Hulk with disadvantage. So not only do you have to hit an AC 18, but you have to hit it with disadvantage.
Or make a hard saving throw for your non-proficiency.
And it's going to have advantage on you when it starts swinging with its 3 attacks.
Yeah, I'd have to double check on the ruling and see if it gives it advantage, going both ways. But even still, even if it's only 1, it's still tremendous against characters that are going to be 5th level, a little bit higher. Now, the way I would use these guys, these are perfect for like plaguing mining communities or people that are poking around underground for something.
Absolutely.
Or, I mean, your stereotypical, just anybody who's doing any sort of like caravan trade through the Underdark. Like if you're just journeying through the Underdark, you're asking to be like picked off by one of these predator style. So that's going to definitely happen.
Yeah, like and they make really cool henchmen because they are intelligent. So they have a 9 intelligence. That's pretty much as nearly average. So they would make perfect henchmen, for illithids, dugars, darrows,
just evil wizards.
Chase your Snurfneblin merchant.
Evil wizards are solid too. Just because all the Umber Hulks' needs are simple. It just wants to eat, really. So
and they do have their own tongue.
So well, I'm not so sure that their needs are simple. And a 9 intelligent, they can want things.
So you've got the ability to say, all right, the stuff we have listed here, the 9 intelligence, they're chaotic evil, the race itself has their own language. So it's like they're gonna be. Do they exist as a society somewhere? I think each world has to figure that out. Is there an Umber Hulk city underground, or are they solely lone wandering monsters out seeking food and prey and whatever base desires that they're looking for?
Or does he want to start an all Umber Hulk jam band that like listens to Fish or something like that?
I'm seeing them like a termite society, riddled out stalagmites giant stalagmites or stalactites underground, ruled over by like this Umber Hulk queen, and you could totally go with like they already look kind of like bugs.
Yeah, they are definitely. They're like kind of bipedal cockroaches or termites. Yeah.
And what's to say like they don't have like a special way of communicating, because they have tremor sense like over a distance,
right?
Which might be kind of cool. So you could definitely run a campaign based around this monster. It starts off with incursions either to trade routes in the Underdark or into like a mining community, but maybe it's part of something larger. What's to say there isn't more intelligent mind flayers at work or other variations?
You mean Umber Hulks?
What did I say? Mind flayers. Yeah.
Just it all comes back to mind flayers.
It always comes back to mind flayers. There's a mind flayer behind me right now, and it's technically in my brain controlling me. You could have more intelligent Umber Hulks. You could have Umber Hulk spellcasters that could make things really crazy. Why are they raiding these other communities? Is it just because that's their preferred food source? Is there a bigger plan? Or maybe they're from another world, another dimension, and this is
Umber Hulks from space. I was thinking about that a little bit. Yeah.
And this is their foray into this world, this campaign.
They're the spearhead of an invasion force that'll eventually be coming. Yeah,
exactly.
And these are just like the shock troop warriors, so you could make these evolved version of them.
Oh, absolutely.
So these are the grunts.
Like it'd be really cool to have one that's more like the body's more articulated, it's more slender, more lithe, and almost like I almost see like a combination of
this between this and the Thri-Kreen.
Yeah.
Exactly well, no, because what I was thinking in my head then is just you could just take the Thri-Kreen and just like reflavor it a little bit and use that as the
Umber Hulk aristocrats.
Yeah, exactly. Umber Hulk noble, whereas like this would be like in Bug Society would be the sort of warrior caste.
Or or maybe they have like egg chambers where they where it's tended as a community, and they need something in order to perpetuate their life cycle with the eggs and the youngs. It's not enough for them just to lay the eggs, whether it's minerals or whether it's the humanoids or it's something that they have. Maybe they need to be saturated in dwarf blood, and it's the only way to make more Umber Hulks.
So it's not really that they're chaotic evil. It's for the children.
It's for the children.
For the children. Oh.
Yeah.
So if you guys have ways that you would like to help the poor Umber Hulk children, please let us know in the comments below. While you're at it, like, share, and subscribe.
You can tweet at us at Nerdarchy.
And you can donate to those poor Umber Hulk children over on Patreon.
So until next time,
Stay nerdy.